prison. They may want the people speak out. Freedom of speech done gone inside the gutter. Knock off when you open your mouth. Discrimination in entertainment, and you're talking about one Guyana. When the Ministry of Culture keep the big shows, one set of girls and banner. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup, look how we evil set up. The people fed up. Every picture you take and promise you make, everything you do is about clout. Then you come into me for I shake your hand, there's nothing to smile about. Corruption inside every sector, but when it comes to them they send you. Try investigate efficiency, right? Go talk to Baratans too. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup, look how evil set up. The people fed up. I done fed up on the dirty water, low pressure, want scream and tell somebody. Imagine 1500 US, and they're telling me super salary. I done fed up on the unemployment racism and the lie they say one Guyana. Cause when you look with the oil money going, circulate with one set of banner. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup, look how we evil set up. The people fed up.
A pleasant good evening, everyone. Good evening, and welcome to Over to You, your program, a program by the people, for the people. Okay, it's Saturday, the 5th day of April 2025. It's a pleasure being here with you guys. Good evening again. Please go ahead, share the link, like the program, share the link, like the program. We're going to be around here for an hour or so this evening. So you know the fastest moving hour in show business. So share the link, like the program. This is your program. Invest in it. Good evening. Let's start off the evening with Miss Sandra Hanover. A pleasant good evening to you. Welcome to Over to You. Cheryl Mitchell, great to see you. Vashti McNaught, always omnipresent here on this program. Good evening, Miss McNaught. Shondell Griffith, yes, my awesome friend, Miss Griffith. Good evening. Carlisle Madhu, good evening, Carlisle. How are you, my friend? Wanda London, good evening, Wanda. Marilyn Thomas, a pleasant good evening to you. Patricia Graves Andy, good evening. Bossman Live, yes, my brother, good to see you. Brenda Braithwaite, how are you? Good evening. Winston Kilkenny, good evening, sir. Mary Figueroa, all the way from Canada, Miss Figueroa, good evening. Welcome to Over to You. Eva, good evening. Alistair Gill, good evening. Karen Clark, Golly God, yes, my brother. Yes, good evening. Pam Halls, good to see you. Darkus John, George English, good evening, sir. Good evening, Mr. English. Audrey Brown, Yvette Andrade, good evening, everyone. Desiree Smart Felix, Canada by way of New Amsterdam. Good evening, Miss Felix. Welcome to the program. Siobhan McDonald, good evening. Rihanna Mingo, welcome to you all. Gavin Caesar, good evening. Yeah, yo. Oh man, the Honorable Basil Bracha is here. He's here very, very early this evening. Basil, I owe you a call. I will call you after the program. Paulette Hawk Kippins, good evening. Kenneth D. Flormont, I think this is the Maryland guy. Good evening, Kenneth. Good evening. Welcome to the program. Welcome, everyone. Lyndon Gill. Miss Desiree Simons, good evening. Welcome. If I didn't call your name, okay, please forgive me. I may catch you at the end if we have time. Good evening, guys. Welcome to Over to You. Lots have happened this week, huh? We can start in a lot of different places today, but we're going to start off on a light note and then we're going to roll into the program, Again, a happy birthday to Baba UC Kwayano. Okay, a gentleman that has contributed so much to Guyana, okay, over the years, 8 decades in politics, Started teaching in primary school at the age of 15. That is incredible. Shows you how advanced and responsible a gentleman UC Kwayana has been. Has contributed so much along the lines of education, along the lines of journalism, poetry, among so many other things. Has written a lot of different pieces and was a giant among men, is a giant among men. He's still here. He may not be as active, but when he was active, he was a giant among men in the political arena. So I just wanted to take some time again to say happy 100th birthday to Mr. UC, the Honorable Mr. UC Kwayana. I think that was needed for sure. Also celebrating a birthday this week. I think attorney at law Darren Wade had a birthday this week. So happy birthday to the young attorney at law, Mr. Darren Wade. Hard-working attorney, you know. He's always in the courts, whether it's representing the opposition or representing someone pro bono. Darren is very, very active. He's one of the bright and shining lights in the opposition and will be an imposing figure in time to come. He's still young. There is time. Darren Wade, hold your head up. Happy birthday and continue to work hard. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we were expecting a decision, right, guys, on Monday, March 31st, right? We were expecting a decision with when it came to the negotiations between the APNU and the AFC. All right, look, we're going to take it easy tonight, but we have to be fair, okay? We the people, us, okay? We wanted negotiations to start when the biannual congresses were over, right? That was our decision as a people. We didn't want them to wait because I believe that even if you're going to run as a coalition, you can formulate your coalition and everybody could go there and campaign however they want to campaign. And then you could say, okay, at the beginning of 2025, we're all going to come together with one vision and we're going to campaign under that banner. At that time, you already, whether it is that you're keeping it as a secret, you don't want to throw out your cards, you would already have a presidential candidate, you would already have a prime ministerial candidate in place. You could have kept it internal if you didn't want to make it, like public knowledge right away, because you don't want to give any type of edge or anything to your opponent. That would have been okay, although I would have liked to see that, President and Prime Minister announce to the people, so the people can then start the process of vetting these leaders that would have been, selected, right? But from the AFC side, they were like, hey, we don't need to have a coalition right now. We have time. Okay, so everybody went along with the and I'm sure the PNC would have said that, okay, that was fine with them too. But I feel more so the AFC emphasized that they needed time. Because, to some point, I understand what they're saying, because the AFC needs some rebuilding after the whole Charandas debacle. That thing has left a bitter taste in the mouth of the Guyanese people. And I believe it still does. And when you have a little cockroach like Charandas Prasad still walking around and saying that he wants to get back into politics, it is shameful. It is shameful. When a grand fool like that is allowed to still walk around and talk, but who is following you? who is following you, you are nothing but a hypocrite. You're a complete failure to the Guyanese people. Your character is nasty. Your behavior is atrocious. What comes from your mouth is equal to what's in the toilet bowl. In how you address that woman in India. Talking about you're the Guyanese ambassador to India and behaving like that. Shameful. You've shamed our nation. You should have never gotten the opportunity to have sat in our parliament. That's what I talk about, standards. When I talk about in Guyana, we need to up our standards. We need to up our standards. You can't have cockroaches sitting down in parliament. We have to have ladies and gentlemen sitting in parliament. Our parliament has become a place of disgrace. You have the first vice president walking in there and talking about it's a comedy show. You guys taking the work of the Guyanese people and calling it a comedy show. There's a wake-up call to the Guyanese people. I'm going to remind you guys of everything that would have happened within this last 5 years and beyond. Because when you walk into that booth to cast your ballot, you're going to walk in there with all the knowledge of what would have happened. So you don't have any excuse. Okay? What you sow, you shall reap. You're not going to walk in there lacking knowledge. Oh, we on social media is going to make sure that. That's not going to be used as an excuse. Okay? So all who want to walk in there and get the PPP or the Jagdeo Holy Ghost and shake and put your vote at that empty cup, y'all going to deal with that repercussions by yourself. Y'all going to deal with those repercussions by yourselves. This election is an opportunity to change the climax of Guyana. We talk about elections being 2020 elections being the mother. Forget that. This one is it. This one is it. Because the PPP has already gotten 5 years at the helm of an oil-producing Guyana, and they've totally mismanaged, ill-treat. Okay? The resources, mismanage the resources, and ill-treat the people of Guyana, with 53% of them living in poverty. All right? So we got to get moving. And we got to get moving up in our standards. Okay? And up in our standards, we first have to start up in our thinking. Okay? We got to vet these people out. We got to vet who's going to sit in our parliament. Okay? We got to vet them. We got to vet who is going to lead our nation. Listen, let's don't get it twice up. I know the PPP would have put Irfan Ali there, and he would have been not elected. Okay? He would have been selected and placed there, installed there. Okay? Lacking in so many different areas, including the inability to pronounce certain words. The PPP standards are low. All right? You got to understand, when you're dealing with the PPP, you're dealing with gangsters. How high could the standards of gangsters be? It's all about money. It's all about oppression. It's all about violence. Okay? I'm not going to elaborate on what happened today. I full and well saw what happened today. All right? That's going to be picked up during the week. I saw what happened today. Okay? And to some extent, the Guyanese people made their voices heard. My only thing with that is that under that circumstances, you're willing to make your voice heard. You understand me? But when it comes to your democratic right at GCOM, you're not willing to bell the cat there, right? Like you bell the cat today. All I'm saying here is that in order to get Guyana to where Guyana needs to be, we have to get our priorities right. That's all I'm saying. Look, there is no one man that can fix Guyana. Let me make that clear. There's no one man that you could put there and all of a sudden money comes falling out of the skies. That's not how it works. I just want to make that clear to the Guyanese people. That's not how government works. Business and government is two complete different things. All right? That is not how it works. So it doesn't matter who is rich. Look, somebody is rich and you might say, oh, this person is good for president because they're already rich. They're not going to take anything. That's not true. That's not true. 90+% of people that are rich wants to get more rich. 90+% of people that are rich doesn't know what it feels like to be poor. So again, when you're vetting your leaders, you need to see who is more grounded with the people. Not no Johnny just come, you know. You gotta have a body of work. You must have a body of work. You must have a body of representation for the people. This is not made up. This is facts. Not any gunman could just walk up and say, hey, I'm running this country. That's not how it works. I'm just asking all Guyanese to open your eyes. Be very sure that you're not being deceived. Do your homework. You need to do your homework. Get involved with your politics. Share with your neighbors. Discuss with your neighbors. Have those conversations. They are important. When we look at the political climate right now, many are saying that we need to make the PPP a minority government. Absolutely not. You don't need to make the PPP a minority government. You need to knock the PPP out. The PPP has been a complete failure to the Guyanese people. They need to be knocked out. No minority government. You're giving them a soft landing. No minority government. The PPP does not deserve a soft landing. Okay? All of them deserve to have forensic audits done. They have gotten rich very, very, very fast. Don't that raise red flags? Guyanese, are you guys not paying attention to these type of things? I'm going to segue to the Chief Justice ruling. You guys heard what she said, right? In our ruling, that the Constitution is very, very confusing when it comes to electoral matters, right? It tells you that we need constitutional reform. It paints the picture right in front of your faces that we need constitutional reform. You think you guys will ever see constitutional reform with the PPP in place? You guys believe that you will ever see any type of constitutional reform with the PPP in place? Let me say something to you guys. The politics and the politicians in Guyana concerns me. They concern me. Because when I study these people, I keep coming up with collusion all the time. But I'll keep studying. I'll figure this out. I will figure this out. And you guys need to study along with me. We're going to have a clean Guyana. The people of Guyana will rise up and demonstrate that innate people's power. They are going to rise up. Okay? There's a lot of nonsense going around social media. A lot of people are saying a lot of things. A lot of people are saying a lot of things. You're hearing a lot of things. All right? Some people, they present for their own financial gain. I am here for the people of Guyana. I don't want anything. I believe in working hard. And I would encourage everyone to believe in working hard. You know why? Because when you work hard and you earn, that is yours. You work for it. Nobody didn't hand anything to you. Okay? You earned it. When you spend it, you can feel comfortable because you earned it. In rebuilding our nation, the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, it's going to require work, hard work, dedication, not lawlessness. Hard work, dedication, education, okay? Because it's mandatory that we have an educated people. It is mandatory. How do you expect us to perform on the world stage? How do you expect the youths who are going to be the leaders of tomorrow to perform on the world stage when we are not empowering them and driving the educational initiative in Guyana? How do we expect that they're going to be successful out there? We got to get this together. And that's why I call on both parties to get back to the table. AFC, it's mandatory that you get back to the table. Are you not thinking about the people? Are you guys not thinking about the people? I'll tell you guys something. Someone being wealthy does not equal to success in government. Barry Jagdeo is a wealthy man. Here's your example. Barry Jagdeo is a very wealthy man. What's his success rate? Anil Nandalal is a very wealthy man. How many cases have he won? With his shaky legal knowledge. How many cases have he won? So wealth does not equal to success, especially when you're talking about taking care of a country that is right now as complex as Guyana with 6 different ethnic groups, okay, with 53% of the people in poverty, with 70% of the youth in Guyana experiencing some measure of child poverty. Okay? With a matriculation rate of 25%. That's massive. You need expertise to fix things like that. You need people who are able to think on their feet and execute to fix things like that. You don't need somebody who runs a business to fix that. That's not business. We got to get serious. And while I say this, I'm going to pivot to the bona fide politician. You're a bona fide politician? Remain a bona fide politician. Don't want to be in politics and want to be a businessman too. There's two sides to everything with me. It's one or the other. People want to have business, be teacher, go to parliament, do all kind of things. Hey, come on, man. Come on. When you're in parliament, man, look, it's a massive role that you're playing there for the people of Guyana and their well-being. You can't tell me if you're a teacher or something by day, plus you're a business person, and then you got parliament that you're putting in the work. Kudos to Nima Floubert, she does. Kudos to Coretta McDonald, she does. They're not business people. They're both educators, and then they serve in parliament. That's fine. But if you're going to start a business, you get a family member to handle that. You get a family member to handle that. Because when you want to have a day job, have a business, and then want to serve in parliament too, it shows me that you're greedy. How much do you want? "34 minutes after the hour 7. I'm going to pause here just to check you guys' comments out. Guys got a lot of comments, too much. I can't even lock it on anything. You guys have a lot of comments there. It's interactive. Good. I'm happy. And you listen, man, you guys leave me messages right there. Even if you're disagreeing with me, leave me the message. This program is democratic. I'm never angry with any one of you. We are here to talk. We are here to speak on pertinent matters with regards to our country, the Cooperative Republic of Guyana. You guys are equally effective as I am, just being here and doing what you have to do. Conrad August, good evening. Good evening, Conrad. It's good to see you. Conrad August says Guyana doesn't have politicians. They have thieves in power. I could never disagree with Conrad. I can never disagree with this statement. Neville Seatal, they are some thieves. No way that the normal Guyanese should be living how they're living now. No way. No way. Goals program. Big scam. Big scam. These guys, like, they just sit down in their war room and they just study methods and ways of how they can rob and scam the Guyanese people. And then, you know what? On Thursdays, at the comedy show, Slack Bokto show up and he want to say, oh, we are doing a great job. Doing what? Doing what? People coming into our country, Secretary of State or not, Secretary of State or not. When you come into our country, don't talk about the Guyanese people when 53% of them is living in poverty. You ain't got no right to talk about them. You talk to the government and you ask the government why 53% of them is living in poverty. When we are one of the fastest growing economy, if you want to get involved and do something, that is right. Don't come and blow fart out of your mouth. I'm talking about in the next 5 to 10 years with this leadership, Guyanese can be in a good position. Hey, we know what it is like to be in a good position. Okay? We know what it's like to drink canned orange juice and canned pineapple juice and have all the luxuries on the Linden Fort Samson Bornum. In those Guyanese stores, some of them just talk a lot of nonsense when they get ready, but Barnum, Banflow and all that stuff. Go back and look at the Cold War and see where the wheat and all that stuff was coming from. There were shortages. Barnum tried to make us self-sufficient. If one don't want to be self-sufficient, it's because they are lazy. Good evening. Welcome to the program, Comrade Lincoln Lewis. Good evening. Welcome to the program. Mr. Lewis, can you hear me? Are you audible? I'm not hearing you. Am I audible on your end?
Thank you very much.
Good to see you, sir.
Thank you very much for your invitation. I am doing fine. I am in Buxton. I just leave the celebration of celebrating of 100th birthday.
Okay. Do you want to add a few words on that? Because I was going to ask you a question in regards to that. Do you have a few words that you would like to, disseminate to the audience tonight? You can hear me, Mr. Lewis? Okay. It looks like if we're having some issues with the audio on the other side with Comrade Lewis, the connection. So I guess our operator will try to get a better line with Comrade Lewis and we will be able to continue this conversation. I don't like when people come into our country and act like if Guyanese don't know about prosperity. I don't like it. Because many of you here know about prosperity. Many of you here. Winston T. Jacobs, good evening, sir. Good to see you, my brother. Palo Walla Pride, same here. Good to see you. We know about success, brothers and sisters. So we got to stop dropping our levels. Okay? When people come to our country and act like if we need to get on our knees and worship them. All right? We are all human beings. When negotiating, we need to negotiate with our heads up. We need to have authentic politicians negotiating on our behalf. Not politicians who the US government have a lot of baggage on them And when they get them in that room, they tell them, hey, you're going to either accept this deal or face the consequences, of wrongdoings you would have committed in the past or whatever the case may be. We don't want that. We don't want that. Like I said, at the helm of our government, we need to have men and women who does not carry baggage men so that they can go out there and negotiate on behalf of the Guyanese people and able to do an excellent, authentic job. They must have integrity. All right? That's what we're looking for. So when people see somebody's rich and all this kind of stuff and running behind them, no, that doesn't solve anything. What does that solve? You want some money in your hand today? So what about your children tomorrow? What about the future of Guyana? You're just thinking about yourself today. Now think about if our ancestors would have think about themselves at that time. What would have happened to us? People of Victoria, the forest village that was bought. Think about if our ancestors were selfish and just think about today and not tomorrow and the day after tomorrow. What would have happened to us? Ladies and gentlemen on the ground in Guyana, many of you, you need to start thinking, okay? You need to start walking on your feet and not on your brain. You need to cool down the partying and cool down the drinking and let's start doing some critical thinking here, man. You got children. Your children are gonna have children, which is gonna be your grandchildren, and then you're gonna have future bloodlines. Are you not going to pave a way for them? Are you not going to pave a way for them? Brothers and sisters, you know what? I'm not going to come here and try to trick you all. I'm going to come here and I'm going to talk the truth. I'm going to talk the truth. I'm going to tell you all exactly what's on my mind. And I'm not going to say anything to you guys that are not going to benefit our country and benefit our people. Okay? It's about us. It's about us. It's not about the PPP. The PPP truth is not our truth. Okay? The PPP truth is making corrupt deals with investors, filling their pockets, continuing to watch Guyanese live in oppression, okay? Using the state apparatus like the Guyana Police Force and the Guyana Defense Force against the people, okay? Creating a lot of little security syndicates, right? Sheriff security, all these little security firms to what? Aim their guns at Guyanese and keep them in check. Today, the Guyanese people walk out on them there. That's just a start. That's just that's just the tip of the iceberg. It's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. And to the external forces, I say to you, you have knowledge. You have intelligence of what is happening in Guyana. And nobody has done nothing about it. You've done nothing about it. So when the people decide that they're going to step out, okay, they are going to step out and order their own democracy. No one is going to come and try to intervene and say that they are wrong. When the people decide to slap the brakes on the PPP runaway train, nobody's going to come out and say that they are wrong, that they were encouraged. They're not being encouraged. They're being taught to understand when enough is enough. Just like how everybody, all those investors get to feed their family 5 meals and have all these massive amount of money sitting in their bank accounts. What about the Guyanese people that you're coming into their country and ripping their resources and enriching yourself? What about them? They are human beings too. They are human beings too. You think it don't hurt me to see how all those people on the side of the US just got laid off? You think that's fair? Comrade Lewis, am I audible? Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Comrade Lewis? Yeah, the connection is not good. Look, someone is saying here, seize all the sheriff entities and let them give a well, Norman Kingston, look, that needs to be investigated. Okay? Guyana need to have a ministry that is looking at all these large companies in Guyana and making sure that they're legal, their books are in order, and that they're doing the right things. Also, when they start taking a look at these companies, they need to see how these companies need to demonstrate how they were able to source their capital to start these businesses. Also, they need to give, okay, a genuine list, a real list of their investors. This way we can know if there are any conflicts of interest. You see this corrupt framework that the PPP has built out over the 23 years plus this 5 years. Okay, it's nothing difficult to eradicate. It is not difficult to eradicate, but it is so immense. The network is so large that there's gonna be some pain in collapsing it. But it must be collapsed. Comrade Lewis, am I audible? Still not audible. Comrade Lewis, can you hear me? Operator, the connection is still bad.
I'm not hearing you. You're not audible. That is what's happening.
Okay, so you can't hear me. I can hear you on my end when you speak. All right, the operator is going to work on that, but we're not getting a good connection with Comrade Lewis. All right, 49 minutes after the hour of 7. We keep going, brothers and sisters. We keep going. Look, I want to make this point to you guys. It does not matter how Barry Jagdeo come and speaks at his Thursday press conference. The PPP is tremendously on the back foot. Okay, we have forced them once again back on the back foot. And you guys, I want you guys to understand how powerful you guys really are. Yes, you the people right here I'm speaking to, and the people on the ground in Guyana. You guys are powerful. Have you guys not noticed that you have single-handedly eliminated the ERC? We revisit the ERC again after elections. That body can say absolutely nothing to us. Nothing. They have done too much dirt to us. They have persecuted many Guyanese wrongfully. And there are many racists that are sitting there at the ERC. Make the point. kudos to you guys. Kudos to you guys. We have stopped them in their tracks. Take the protest to GCOM. We need to eradicate that body too. They're not doing the work of the Guyanese people. They have hijacked, they have annexed democracy in Guyana. Okay, the Chief Justice came out and she said, look, the laws are all over the place. The electoral laws, they're all over the place. Okay, fine. Fine. Now here is my question to counter that. What has GCOM done in the 5 years after the 2020 elections? That's my question. What were these people paid for? That's my question. It's a simple question. It's a simple ABC question. There's nothing complex about that. You guys full and well know. You guys full and well know that y'all are guilty of denying the Guyanese people democracy and disenfranchising them. You know this. And then the Attorney General, fake Attorney General, like come out and talk nonsense. And then they'll get out of here. You guys know what y'all are doing to the Guyanese people. Get out of here. You guys will not take Guyana away from its people. You will not. You will not. All those who think because the PPP is a party that, you know, when you look at the structure of the PPP, it aligns more with the Guyanese of East Indian ethnic group, that they're going to take care of you guys. Think again. Think again. They will not. They will not. And the cane cutter should know that. Because generation after generation in families cut cane. You think anybody had cared about giving them some betterment outside of cutting cane? You don't think that a lot of those young cane cutters may have had a dream to become attorneys at law, accountants, economists, and all teachers, nurses, and all of these things? But it's like the PPP farm these people. This is what you're going to do. And we're going to give you a good salary for this. Parents, edify your children. Okay? Give them some history of the political landscape in Guyana. Teach them about Forbes Barnum, Chedi Jagan, Walter Rodney. Teach them. Don't teach them anything about Jack Dio. Please don't do that. Please do not do that. Please. We want our youth to be successful. Okay? You could say what you want about David Granger. One thing I can tell you, he was a gentleman. He was a gentleman. Y'all remember when that lady shouted out that she want to kill Granger and all these type of things? You guys remember that, right? Okay? You guys remember that? And what he said? He said to leave her alone. But look what happened to that frustrated young youth that show Barry Jagdeo the middle finger. Look, man, let me tell you something. When you are sitting president and somebody show you the middle finger, you know what? While you might be offended by that, it just shows you how horrible you are, how pathetic you are, that you suck, basically. That's what it shows. That is exactly what it shows. And y'all persecute that young man. Y'all didn't give the fact that he was young. It's just like the young lady when they had the singing competition and the girl sing, well, 10% or whatever can't walk and all this kind of thing. Look what y'all do to her. Persecute a little young child. You guys are sick. You don't see that? You guys are sick. The Guyanese people, step up and vote these people out. Vote these people out. Nigel Hughes and the AFC, Comrade Norton and the PNC, please, I ask you guys to find yourselves back at the table as soon as possible. ASAP, man, like yesterday, man. It's not like if you guys don't know each other and you guys are coming from the far east and the far west. You guys know each other. Please cut the nonsense. Put the Guyanese people first. Put the Guyanese people first, please. Put the Guyanese people first. And for the AFC, I'm not knocking you guys down because you guys know, although there have been massive errors by the AFC, including Charan Das, who's the worst thing that has ever happened to that party. And he still turns around and calls the party today. Although all those things that has happened, I still stand and call you guys a relevant party. But let's be honest here, guys. Let bygones be bygones here now. You guys tell me if it's okay to come with less and want more. You guys in the audience, help me here. Help me. Y'all tell me. Tell me, how can you come with less and want more? You can't. You cannot. All right? You cannot. I believe that 30 is fair. I believe that, look, it can be a position where the AFC would go and run it alone and come up with way less than 30. You see, that's a major risk right there. That's a major risk right there. That you do it alone and you come up with less than you were getting. Do the 70-30 and let's get on the ground and start campaigning. Let's start put that vision out there so that the Guyanese people can start having those, over the fence conversation and those minibus conversation. Minibus drivers, turn down your music when the people talk in politics, please. The minibus conversations, amongst other things. We got to get this right. And you know what? Comrade Nigel Hughes has been one of the most popular attorneys. He's one of the very best in Guyana. And Barry Jagdeo knows this. That's why he says that once he's around, Comrade Hughes will never be senior counsel. But to the extent there's a new government, I expect them to do that immediately. To ordain Comrade Hughes as senior counsel. Immediately. And to Comrade Hughes, I'll say, don't play big boy and refuse it. It's not Jagdeo giving it to you. You deserve it. Okay? You deserve it. But I'm saying this to say this, Comrade Hughes. I don't want these negotiations to defame your character and to defame who you are. Because people are going down the road of saying certain things. And you don't want that. I believe that you should come to the table and let's get these negotiations done. Also, my good friend, Comrade David Patterson, let's get to the table and get these negotiations done, man. This thing can work. It looks, in the public eye, it looks very, very silly. Okay? We need to start getting this vision out here so we could start getting the momentum going. All right? We have to win this election. We will win this election. Okay? We will win this election. The Guyanese people have showed today, and when the 2 days that they came out on the square of the revolution, you know, to protest for our sister, Melissa Atwell. By the way, welcome back home, Melissa Atwell. Welcome back home. And again, thank you guys for the work that you have done. Okay? While our sister was in detention. You guys stand up. You guys stand up. You guys stood up and you stood out. You held your heads high in battle for our sister. And for that, I thank you. All right? We are preparing to wrap up now, brothers and sisters. Like I told you guys, it's the fastest hour in show business. But as we prepare to close tonight, you know, I want to thank all of you for joining. All right. If we're going to have change in Guyana, brothers and sisters, you will all have to abandon, okay? You will have to abandon the right to quit. Okay? We cannot quit. Quit is not in our vocabulary. We cannot quit. All right? Until next week, okay? The love in me, okay? See the light that shines in each and every one of you. Love you guys. Good night.
I can't take it no more. I can't take it no more. Can't take it no more. Imagine 18 hours of blackout and you're telling people progress. Cost of living gone up 100%, yet you give public servant less. Mr. President, listen to the people. Search your soul and you will confess. I want you try surviving on the public base, then you're gonna know but stress. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up.
Yeah, my name is Jacinti Caldata Francis Vietnam, and since 1965 I become a voter, and I always place my ex next to the cup, and what they are doing today, I can't take it. So I have no more vote to give to PPP anymore. I'm not going to vote anymore no more. If they have to lose by one vote, they're losing it by data. I have none.
You could probably, on the maritime area, give Venezuela a channel out to the sea.
Oh, Jesus Christ, if cost of living double, I don't know what happened. A pound of sugar is $300 already. Flour, everything gone up. Everything just raising. You gotta get about $40,000 for buy good ration. You gotta get 3 man now. A weekend man, a monthly man, and a fortnight man.